Hey guys, so I am getting ready to film my first DJ set, and frankly, I'm a little bit nervous because it's the first set I've ever made, and it's the first set I've ever recorded. So I don't know how it's gonna go. I just pray that the transitions are okay. That's it. I'm not trying to do anything crazy with this set. I'm just trying to make sure that the mix sounds good and that the transitions are okay. That's about it. But anyway, I figured I'd take you on this behind the scenes and kind of show you a little bit around just where I'm filming or where the set's going to be filmed and maybe a little bit of the setup process. So I figure I'm going to be setting up here, which is just my space here where I'm going to be setting up. So I figure I'll just put the decks here and I'll be facing that way, and you can kind of see my camera here. So this will be pretty much the vantage point on kind of where I'll be filming. Hopefully that works out. I think I should have enough space to put my DJ decks and my laptop. And so yeah, maybe I'll start setting up here, and yeah, you can just see the process or whatever. Now for the DJ deck, I'm using a FLX4, which you can see here. This is my first DJ deck I've ever had, and I literally just started learning how to use it. There was some 30-day course that came with it, and it was pretty helpful. But honestly, like the best thing that's been helpful for me is just trying mixes and seeing how to transition between songs. So yeah, that's what I'll be using for the mix, but now I gotta grab my laptop. Okay, so I got my laptop now, and now I need some speakers. Now, for me, I just got some really cheap speakers. These are just speakers that I got from Amazon. I think they were $60 with a coupon. I don't even know the brand name of them, but I just needed speakers that had an RCA input because I didn't have any. Well, that's a lie. My studio monitors back there do, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't feel like taking them. They're all like perched in there, right? Like there's a bunch of cables and stuff, and they're just nestled in there so nicely. And I didn't want to disturb their setup because I'm trying to make things as easy for myself as possible. So I figured let me just get a pair of really cheap speakers, and that way I have something to hear the mix with. So that's what I'll be using. Is just some cheap old Amazon speakers. So now I gotta go grab those. Ugh. Now I guess I should have the speakers facing out, even, even though technically I don't have an audience. I guess it'll look better on camera. Now the only problem is that I don't have enough outlets, and I know I'm gonna need the studio light. So I have this carbon monoxide detector. I guess I could remove that. It's probably gonna make some noise. Or not. Okay, cool. Okay, so now that I got things set up, the only problem is, or maybe not problem, but I don't really know if this is going to work. I haven't actually tried this mixer setup to see if it works with these speakers. So, oh shit, I don't have my USB cable. Hold on, gotta get my Oh wait, no, here it is. Wow, I'm losing it. Jansley's losing it. So we'll plug this into here, and let's see. Now, I hate the mess of this cables. I wish I could tidy this up maybe a little bit. But let's see if we got some sound. So I'll open Rekordbox here, and we'll see if we got some sound going here. Alright, let's just load up a track and play it. And of course, it doesn't work. So I gotta figure that out. So back to the drawing board here. All right, I got it working. Sweet. I just had it on the wrong setting on the speakers. So now it works. Woo! All right. So now I just got to set up the cameras, get my headphones, and I'm going to be pretty much ready to go. So I'll set this camera up somewhere and I'll show you the rest of the setup process here. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so I have a feeling. One thing I'm kind of worried about is my camera battery. I don't know if it's going to last a full hour. But we'll see. And the other thing is framing. So making sure I get everything in view while preferably not having my freaking sink in the shot, since this is sort of a wide angle. But we'll give it a shot here. I think this looks okay. Get the lighting working. That seems okay. Alright, I think this looks pretty good. I got my setup here. Obviously I won't have the lens cap in the way or the remote. But I think this should be good. I think it's a good view here. You can kind of see the setup going on here. I think it's fine for a first attempt. So, damn, I guess I'm ready to rock and roll here. So yeah, I guess I'll get set up. I'll put this somewhere, and because I'll use this to film like a secondary shot, maybe like from behind or something, or I don't really know yet. Maybe over here. Maybe I'll just set it like right here, although the light box is really kind of messing things up. So maybe, I don't know, on the couch, maybe something like that. That might be cool to get a kind of a panorama shot. Maybe. I don't really know. Oh, I know what I can do. I can just set this on the chair and do like a yeah, because I'm gonna be here probably, so it can be a different view. Of course, the lighting kind of sucks, but I don't know. Maybe it'll work, or maybe I can move the chair a little bit. Yeah, maybe I can like move it here. Ah, that's better. I like that. Now the lighting is it. Now the light's out of the shot, and I can even move this closer, so you can get a different vantage point on what I'm doing. Oh, I like this. Okay, yeah, cool. Let's do this. So this will be my second shot, and then I'll have the main camera up there. So now all there is left to do is just play. So I'll probably come back on after I'm done with my set and just let you know how I feel like it went. So, and when I come back on, I will have finished the set. All right, I just finished my set, and overall, like, I think it went really well. I thought it was going to be a little longer than what it was. I think it was about 33, 34 minutes. I was planning for about 45 minutes. But when I was making the set, I made a lot of the in and out points when I mixed between songs, maybe a little bit shorter. Like, the song probably could have gone on longer for a lot of them than what I did, because I felt, when I'm practicing at the computer, it feels like a long time, but when I'm actually here performing, it's not really a lot of time. And so, like, I thought I was going to have a lot of moments where I could just kick back and kind of relax a little bit. And to an extent, that was true. But a lot of times I could see that marker coming up. I'm like, oh God, like I got to start transitioning soon. And I think the mix just ended up being shorter than what I wanted. So that's something that I'll take with me in the future. Is I can let the song breathe a little bit, and and just sort of let people get a yeah, just kind of sit with the vibe a little longer. Um, but I'm curious if you saw the set, what you thought of it, and if you feel like that's sort of the same thought as well. Now, I tried to, there's like a smart effects thing on here that I tried to do, because, like, aside from transitioning, there's not really a lot that I need to do, right? Like, I can do some stuff, but there's not really anything that I need to do here. And so, like, I know I see some DJ sets where people are always fiddling around with buttons, but I'm like, I don't really need to fucking do that. Um, so like they have this effects thing, and I tried that to like build up the effects a little more for like a build up to the drop, and I did it for maybe the first two songs for a couple of the parts, and it sounded awful. I mean, just like dog shit. I did not like it at all. So I just stopped doing it for the rest of the set. I'm like, I'm not gonna turn these knobs if it doesn't actually add anything to it. So I know that there's a way to do it. I know there's a way to make it sound good and to make it sound professional to where it actually complements what I'm playing. But after I completely messed up on the second song trying that smart effects from a build up to a drop, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. And so the whole rest of the set, all I did was just focus on, okay, just make some clean transitions. And I think like overall the transitions were fairly clean. But I think the thing that I need to work on is figuring out when do I need to hard cut into the next song, and when can I just kind of like slowly fade into the next song. And just from like a motor control standpoint, like figuring out a way to control the slider a little more smoothly, because it feels like I'm kind of like like moving it in incremental steps as opposed to like a smooth slide. So that's just a practice thing I need to figure out. Like, is it more of a thumb movement? Is it more of like a whole forearm movement? Or is it more of a wrist movement? I don't really know. I need to work on that a little bit. But overall, I think it was a good mix. I love the song choice. And honestly, like the best part of this is I had a blast doing it. It was so fun. I didn't, even without an audience, I've had such a blast doing this. And even though like these were cheap speakers, they actually have really good bass to them. And so I found it really enjoyable to play with these. And I think living in an apartment, it's a great size so that it's not completely overbearing, but it's enough to where, you know, I can tell something's going on. I can at least feel the bass that's going on. And I'll be real, I was vibing. I was absolutely vibing. I loved it. Honestly, I would have loved it if the set was twice as long. Like, I think the next set I'm going to do, the main things that I'm going to do are make the set longer. I want it to be an hour. Because realistically, I don't know like how many people are going to want to listen to a 30-minute tech house set. It's just not, it's not a long set. I feel like for most people, if they want to listen to a tech house set, it's probably going to be at like a pregame or something where people are partying, and 30 minutes is just not enough. So, yeah, I think I need to make that longer. So I'm going to aim for an hour in the next one, and then maybe just let the song breathe a little more. I think I need to do that as well. And as well, I need to get better at doing the smart effects or just doing effects in general, because it felt like, I don't know, anytime that I messed with the smart effects, it felt like I was detracting from the song as opposed to complementing it. And I don't want to do that, obviously. So, yeah, I'll figure that out. It just takes a little bit of practice. But I think for a first set, I'm not going to beat myself up too bad about it. I think I did a pretty good job, and I hope you liked it. So, if you haven't got a chance to listen to it, there'll be a floating window here where you can click on and see it. But if you have seen it, let me know what you thought. I'd love any feedback because this is, again, my first mix ever. And yeah, just let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.